Hi BookTube. Sorry I didn't do a Friday Reads. To be honest, I wouldn't have had anything to talk about, so I didn't do it and I forgot it was Friday. I've just been really stressed lately, so I decided to do what any booktuber who just got their tax return would do when they were stressed. And I went book shopping. And I bought all new books, which usually doesn't happen. So I'm gonna show you, because I actually have like things that BookTube are currently talking about, which is interesting. So let's start with the things that BookTube isn't talking about. Aside from me, I haven't found anyone else yet who's done videos on these yet. Granted, I haven't looked too hard anyways. So I've read the first book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, which is called Gardens of the Moon. And I started reading the second on ebook because I got the second book and then I wrapped it. And I decided that's not a good thing because I never know when I'm going to read the sequel. So I went out and I got a copy of the second book, Dead House Gates. I can't tell you what it's about because it's the second book. And then I got the third book as well, Memories of Ice. And the third book was cheaper than the second book. Yeah. And I didn't pay full price. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge, you know. And let's just get into it. So I got the first Murderbot book, Martha Wells, All Systems Red. If you haven't heard of Murderbot, I'm going to say that for a lot of these books, because a lot of these books I've heard about through YouTube. It's about a security system computer thing that hates humans and was left alone for a long time, and it's supposed to be like really funny. That's why I wanted to pick it up. I don't think I've seen this one on BookTube, but I heard about it through a tweet. It's kind of connected to BookTube. And this is Sodom Road Exit by Amber Dawn. This is a Canadian author, and this book takes place in Ontario. I don't know if Crystal Beach is a real place. I've never heard of Crystal Beach, or if it's based on a real place. But this takes place in the 1990s, and I'm just going to read this, economic downturn, mother-daughter drama, Gen X, disillusionment. Yeah, and it's also kind of like a horror story at the same time. So that's Sodom Road Exit there. And I just saw this talked about on, I believe his channel is called Michael Reads. I'll link it down below. Oh, sorry, there's cat hair on everything. I just bought these books into the house and there's already cat hair on them. And this is Dal Green by Samuel R. Delany. And it just seems like a science fiction classic. It's from the 1970s. I don't know where to put these books after I talk about them. I'm just rearranging things here. I also got Trail of Lightning, and I don't know if the camera... Oh, see? It's shiny. And the back is shiny, too. And I've seen this going around, too. This is a kind of dystopian, a climate apocalypse. And we follow Denate. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, unless it tells me otherwise. Nope, that's the name of the place where she is. And this is Maggie, and we follow her, and she's a monster hunter. That's enough for me to pick it up. It's written by Navajo. She's half Navajo and half African American. So there we go. What else do we have here? Okay, I've been looking for this. This has been on my radar for a while. And I've been looking for a digital copy, but I caved, and I bought my favorite thing is Monsters. I can't remember whose channel I saw this on first. Sorry, I should keep track of those things, but I don't. And this is kind of like a horror story set in the 1960s. And I'm gonna be a little careful here because there are pornographic scenes. And it's done like lined paper, but like parts of it are colored, parts of it aren't. Yeah, see, like there's some color going on there, and so that looks really cool. I just, really like the cover. That's where I'm setting things. And then I got Milkman. This is actually the first time I've been really interested in a recent Man Booker winner. And this is kind of like again, people are describing it as confusing, and that just makes me want to pick things up to see how confusing it is and to read it. Yeah, and it's about a woman with a stalker, I think. It takes place in a nameless place. People aren't given names, it seems. Sounds really cool. I'm gonna grab this book next. And then I got a copy of Shogun by James Clavell. And don't let the size fool you. These are like paper. The Bible pages, you know what I mean when I say Bible pages? Really, really thin pages. 1,000-page book set in Japan. Yeah, so there's Shogun. And lastly, I had The Cave. And I'm not even going to tell you what this book's about because it's been talked about to death. Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. Yeah. So that's it. Those are all the new, very expensive. I didn't realize how expensive books were. Like, I picked up this and I was like, oh, okay, this will be like $12. No, it's $21. I was like, oh boy, $23 for this. Books are expensive in Canada. So yeah, hopefully I don't have buyer's remorse, because I can't return these books at this point. But I'm excited to have some newer books in my collection. And that's it. I'm just gonna go read, hopefully. Thank you for watching.